Hey guys, Mark from Carbon Arms. I want to give you a little bit of a video just showing you how to set up a pinwheel, just a standard pinwheel, regardless of the round count, regardless of whether you're using the new XL clips or the standard height or a colored clip. All the pinwheels basically get set up the same. So when you get your kit, there's a set of instructions in there that tells you how to set them up, and the hardware. So regardless of whether you have the plate for the 6, 8, or 10, or the plate for the 12, they basically have the same configuration. And the screws for the clips go in on the back side of the plate, and the clips are drilled offset. So you can, depending on how you want to do the plate, you can set them up like this, you can set them up like that, so that's going to give you some difference in orientation, and depending on what set you buy, you can also change the orientation of them. So when you put the screws on, they won't go all the way into the holes on the back of the SSL clip. There's actually an interference fit there, so I can push it in there, but they're actually supposed to be tight as they go in. So the easiest way to do that is just to take the two T-nuts or Chicago screws, put the plate on, and then run your screws in just a little bit. And then you want to get an Allen wrench or a driver and just snug those up. Now don't pull them all the way in until you've actually got them set up on your belt and you know what you want to do with your orientation on your belt. So just get them so that they're reasonably attached, but not tightened up all the way. Okay, so depending on how you're going to take your pinwheel and set it up, whether you're going to use an ELS fork, and this is how we supply it with 2 nuts and the 2 screws with an ELS fork, or a contact PLM, or even if you're going to use a QLS plate, you only need 2 attachment screws. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and set it up with a contact PLM. So I'm going to take the 2 screws, or the Chicago screws, I'm going to drop them into the plate while the pinwheel's still loose, and center those up. And I want to mount this one in the middle holes. Doesn't really make any difference which holes you use. Just pick 2 holes. And again, I'm not going to tighten those all the way up. I'm just going to get them so that they're all together. So once I've decided exactly how I want the pinwheel back, or the pinwheel plate, whether I'm doing a 12 or whatever, they're still the same mounting holes are available. I'm going to go ahead and tighten everything up. We recommend that you actually use an Allen wrench and just snug them up. I've got a torque limited driver here, and so it won't break anything. It'll basically torque them up to the right torque. And then I can turn this guy over, figure out what angle I want to have my attachment at. I'm just going to do this one square and tighten those guys down. And I'm done. So one thing to make sure is that when you've got all your screws in, that these Back Chicago screws that pull all the way in tight, and they've got a good amount of torque. I like to torque them so that on a short end of the Allen wrench, basically I'm just tight. If you put on the long end, you don't want to go as tight as you can get it. Just a little bit of finger pressure. You know, that's good. Tighten as much as you want to have them. Whether you're setting them up as an 8 round or if you're setting them up as a 12 round, and regardless of what type of backer you put on them, that's about it. The backbone sets up basically the same way, except there's some difference in mounting options, of course. But that's about it. Pretty simple, straightforward. Just need to make sure that you get the screws tightened and that you've set up the angles. Make sure everything is loose. And once you got your angles set up, then do your final tighten on everything.